It's Dr. Stacey Wallach for drarf.com. Did you guys know that recently it was National Hairball Awareness Day? Yes, believe it or not, there is such a thing. And it's important because most people do know that cats get hairballs, but they don't understand why or how to prevent it or is it really a concern. So hairballs are caused because cats groom themselves. That's how they keep them clean. And on their tongue, they've got these little projections that as they groom, it removes the hair. And of course, what happens with it? They swallow it. And normally, that hair will just pass through the intestinal tract and come out in the feces like it should. But every once in a while, if you have a cat that has excessive grooming, or maybe they're shedding really bad, or really long hair, or maybe the hair just isn't moving along, the hair gets accumulated either in the esophagus or the stomach, and they get hairballs. And most of the times, hairballs don't cause any problems to the cat. To the owner, yeah, maybe a little bit because, of course, they come back up on your nice brand new rug. But more or less, they don't really cause any problems. But they can cause obstructions in the intestines or the stomach. So it is imperative that we do what we can to prevent it. So what kind of things can we do? Well, one is frequent grooming. Obviously, the more you groom the cat and get the hair off with things like the Furminator, which is a fabulous brush for cats, the less they're going to have to ingest. Okay, so that's number one. Number two, there are lots of hairball formula cat foods out there, some better than others, but they help by increasing the fiber, helping the quality of the coat so that they don't shed as much, so they work. There's also products like Laxatone, which is almost like a flavored Vaseline that they eat, and it kind of coats onto that hairball, makes it, slippery so it passes along. So that works really well. And if you do have a long-haired cat, sometimes going to the groomer and having them shaved will take care of all the problems. So when do hairballs become a problem? Well, sometimes people think their cats are having hairballs and they're not. So they have this typical retching sound when they're trying to cough up a hairball, but it sounds very similar to a cat coughing. And so cats that have asthma are sometimes forgotten about or misdiagnosed because the owners just assume it's a hairball and don't bring them to the vet. And obviously asthma can be a life-threatening condition. So that's one time we worry. The other time is if your cat is vomiting multiple times a week, and especially whether it has hairballs or not, that could be another problem. Cats with hairballs don't throw up that frequently, maybe once a week, maybe a couple times a month, and it usually is a hairball. So if you have a cat that is chronically vomiting, you better talk to your veterinarian. There's lots of metabolic conditions like kidney disease. There could be problems with the intestines like inflammatory bowel disease or lymphoma. So if you have a chronic vomiting cat, don't just assume it's hairballs. Make sure you call your vet. And if you have any other questions, again, call your veterinarian. Put a post on drarf.com and we'll get back to you as soon as we can. Thanks, guys.